So how you been, Scar?
I've been doing good, dude.
That's good. Good to know. Good to know.
Alright, I'm back.
All right, dude. You ready to get it underway?
I'm ready.
Scar, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. We're beginning episode number 15 of Beyond the Rift. Ladies and gentlemen, starring the one and only guy who hasn't put on his webcam yet, so I haven't swapped the scene.
Oh, wait.
Hey, let's go. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, now for real. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to begin Beyond the Rift episode number 15. And now we're going to swap it. There we go, dude. Starring
Hello.
the one and only. Dude, I want to introduce our guest first. Mr. What do you want to be called? Mr. Omar, Mr. God? What do you prefer?
Both are fine, but you can just call me Omar.
All right, Mr. Omar. For the people that don't know, who are you?
So, I'm a jungler, and I placed really high on the ladder, and I was invited to participate in scouting grounds. And, yeah, that's basically where I get my fame from scouting grounds.
So how would you like to be compared? What would you say you compare to LCS? Would you say you're a hard type of jungler, or are you like a Svenska? What are you? Wait, what are you laughing about? I'm asking a question.
Yeah, you're right.
Dardock Light is what I am right now.
Dardock Light? Alright, fair enough, man. Then joining us also, our lovely co-host Skara, the one and only Skara. You got anything to say?
No, nothing, man. I'm Scar. I'm the co-host on the show of Cutie Pie. I was on a team with him. Right now I stream, I do YouTube, I do interviews. I do the whole thing. Kind of jack of all trades. Happy to share my experiences with you guys.
And I'm happy you can share them with us too, dude. And then the one and only, I'm a Cutie Pie, here today with you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get it underway. So let's start off with the first things first, actually. Discord live Q&A happening at the end of the stream. You got questions, we got answers, dude. Only on the Discord. You got to go and check it out. And then thank you to Bloody for these legit headsets that we got on today. Shout outs to them, dude. But now let's start it off, man.
Sell out.
Come on, man.
Yo, what are you talking about?
All right, so we're gonna be we got OmarGod, LOL, the one and only. We're gonna be talking about scouting grounds. So, what went on in scouting grounds? How was it? How was the experience?
So, overall, it was amazing. That's one word to describe it. It was a great opportunity that Riot given us to showcase our skills and get exposure. And yeah, just overall, just everyone we met, like all the LCS teams we met, all the coaching and everything was just a great experience.
Have you ever played in like a not a competitive, because I'm sure you've played like small tournaments or something, but have you played in like any like meaningful tournaments or anything like that, or is this your first like taste of it?
So this wasn't my first LAN. So over this summer, me and Fallen Bandit and our team, we went to Montreal to play in DreamHack, and we placed first over there.
Oh, okay. Wow, you have a team with Fallen Bandit?
Yeah, we used to have a team, but then it got disbanded.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Damn, I didn't know that. What place did you guys end up at scouting grounds? Who was your team again?
We were Team Cloud, as you can see by my jersey.
Hey.
And we got placed second. We lost to Team Ocean, who got first.
You had Oh, go ahead, Scar.
You're getting coached by CLG, right?
Yeah.
Dude, okay. I worked with Tony and Afro in the past. How was it, dude? How is it getting coached by them? I think they're great. Both of them pretty smart.
Yeah, so Ziggs is a really, really smart guy, and one of the first things he taught us was even like macro, just like teamwork oriented. So whenever someone would make a mistake in the game, he told us to say "my bad," and everyone else would just say "it's okay." So that way we can create a positive atmosphere. And Valar Delta, he was the mid laner, and like he was the most positive dude, like 6'5" basketball player. So like I missed Might on Baron. He told me like good job. He just keep saying good job. Like he was just so positive.
Is that something that you didn't expect going into it? Is for people to be so friendly? Because I know me and Scar, like playing on a team, like having a positive, like if you have a shit atmosphere, like the team's pretty much doomed from the start. Because like you can't work with not positive players, I guess. But was that like unexpected that he was teaching you like you got to be like keep it positive, man?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I think like 70% of the people going there are like super toxic and solo queue, like just the scouting grounds players. And then when I met them in real life, we all like came together in like Fallen Bandit's room, and we were all like introducing each other and talking to each other. And none of them like exhibited their solo queue behavior. None of them were telling me to kill myself, and like I was really surprised by that. I was like really happy.
Wait, were you actually surprised?
I was just really happy they were like friendly, chill people that I could communicate with.
You thought you were gonna have people, dude, you missed it on land, dude. If someone did that on land, man, I would honestly respect that, dude. That'd be that's a respectable trait, dude. But so overall, you really enjoyed the scouting grounds experience. It was something that I guess you probably wouldn't be able to do very often. Do you think Rise should have scouting grounds more than like once a year? Or?
I don't think more than once a year. I think once at the end of the year is good enough, so you can see like the best solo queue players from that season. And honestly, I think it's like a really good event because it was a major success in my opinion, because at least half the players will be playing the open qualifiers, and I know one of the players already got an offer to play on a challenger team. So,
oh, wow, really? Damn.
Yeah, so Riot should definitely continue doing scouting rounds.
Okay. Well,
what about you, dude? What happened to you? Were you one of the people who got an offer? Did someone come up to you and you were like, I saw how you did at scouting grounds. I want you. Because you were the first overall pick in the draft. Mm-hmm. I don't know if many people know. You came in high. I had a lot of people telling me you were really good. Someone who it's kind of hard to catch his attention, Link, a good friend of mine who used to be a mid laner for CLG, was like, OmarGod is my guy. He always goes off in every game. He's the best player at scouting grounds. You should watch him. I'm just like, really? Mm-hmm. All right. I hear you get drafted first. Like, is that what you expected going in, that you were like the most valuable player?
Like I definitely didn't expect that going in, because I thought I was the least known player going in, because like I played the least amount of solo queue out of any player going in, because right now I go to school and like I'm usually busy with schoolwork and stuff. So like I didn't think I'd be first pick for sure. Like I thought I'd be like probably first round, but definitely not first pick. I didn't expect any of the hype.
Okay, afterwards, did the hype translate to offers? Did you get a bunch of stuff people looking at you like, oh my god, dude, I saw you, dude, you're fucking great. Let me have you.
Yeah, so like I didn't get any offers to play for a challenger team, but I could have been able to try out for a couple. So I got a couple of offers to play for Open Qualifiers team, and a couple of offers to play as an in-house sub for LCS teams. And so right now I'm still like deciding which offer to go to. Like I'm stuck between deciding two teams right now. And actually, just before this show, I was in a call with someone talking about an offer.
Ooh.
Nice. Well, you said you're
What's
going.
What's the name start with? Hold on, we got it.
I can't say.
Surprise, dude.
1, 2, 3.
I mean, you said you're going to school. Then, are you actually looking to play in LCS if possible, or are you just?
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Okay.
Like, I'll take next semester off and like see how far I can go, and hopefully I'll make LCS.
Oh, so you're gonna actually try to take a semester off and just go hard?
Yeah, I mean it's really hard to half-ass both things, because right now I'm doing that and it's not very efficient. So
yeah.
Taking a year off and just like focusing 100% on improving on League and just becoming the best player I can, and see what peak of performance I can and what peak of a player I can become. is like what I plan to do.
All right, fair enough. Let's move on then to the next question. What were your expectations of Scouting Ground, and were they?
We might have got through all these questions, so skip the slides to the very end, and then I got a new question, a new thing that just came out this morning. I'm really interested in what your opinions on it are. I want to do it here before you leave. So I think we covered all this stuff. Okay. So from what I understand, after listening in behind the scenes, talking to a couple players, this year North America has the most money of any region in the world for League of Legends. Almost all the players, if not all the players in LCS, will be making 6 figures this year. Some contracts are approaching 7 figures, if not already hit it. I heard the challenger scene itself, the players are getting paid anywhere between 50 to 80K if they're top challenger level talent.
Mm-hmm.
This is on top of the fact that a lot of the Chinese streaming websites which paid most of the contracts decided not to do it anymore because it's not very profitable. And I'm being told that NA is literally the richest company or richest region in the world. Is that kind of what do you guys think about this?
Who the fuck did you hear that from?
A lot of people from behind the scenes. 100%. I'm like 90% certain of my sources. And like all of this is accurate. Assume it's accurate. What do you think?
Richer than China even?
Yes. Because a lot of the big salaries are getting paid by Chinese streaming websites, and they don't really want to shell out the money anymore. And, because of that, all the Korean players left China and are going to the States. Or going to Korea.
Well, I mean, that sounds like some trouble for NA because you're pretty much gonna be compete. I mean, how would you feel, OmarGod, if you had to compete against like basically an import slot?
Easy, dude. Represent NA.
Hey, how many NA junglers are there? There's Dardoch. There's Xmithy.
And Nori, I think. And those are the 3 in LCS that are pretty good.
Oh, there's only 3 in the LCS?
Wow, there's like not that many. Jesus. Well, do you think you could end up on like on a challenge? Because I mean, or not a challenger team, but an LCS team. Because your competition right now, like, who would you say your competition in the challenger ladder is? It'd be like Tarzan, you, and
just like pure solo queue players or actual players that have played on a challenger team before?
Just any jungler. It's like Tarzan, you, BMX, Specs, right?
Oh, look, I wouldn't consider those as competition right now, because no, not in that sense. I think they're both really good players, but at the same time, right now, like us 3, we're all like solo queue players. And jungling in a competitive environment is vastly different than jungling in solo queue. And so that, like, you have to learn how to jungle competitively. And, like, your solo queue performance doesn't always transition into, like, competitive performance. And so, like, right now, like, what I consider my competition are, like, the current junglers that are possibly in the challenger scene. So maybe a Cadian, Sentinel, Greg Nate, like, all those really good junglers that are in the challenger scene that haven't made LCS yet and that have a lot of experience.
I forgot those guys even fucking existed, to be honest. I haven't seen them in solo queue in so goddamn long. I forgot they even played.
Well, I have a little bit of a question based on what I said before. Is it more comfortable for you knowing that if you do make it to the challenger scene, you have potentially the ability to play in the challenger scene for like a pretty decent amount of money? Like before me and Kitty's professional contracts, we had yearly like salary of like 35K, 40K. Like that was our entire yearly income. And what I'm being told right now is that challenger players are looking to make like up to double what we used to make as pro players. Like is that more comfortable for you because you can kind of like, even if you don't make LCS, then you still have like kind of this cushion? Or do you just think like whatever happens, you're going to go for LCS and you're going to make it? And it doesn't matter what the on the way stuff is.
I mean, honestly, I want to achieve something with League, and being stuck in Challenger Series wouldn't let me achieve what I want to achieve. Like, eventually, like, the dream of every single player is to win the World's Championship, so if I can't make it to the LCS within, like, a year, then I'll probably just come back to school, because, like, 70K a year, that's, like, what a normal job makes a year if you just like graduate, and it's just like a safer career. But if you go into the LCS and make like 6 figures or like close to 7 figures, then that's definitely something to go for.
So then you would only play competitive, I guess, if you could do it in a year's time. If it didn't happen, you just say fuck it. Even if you were like, because I mean, there's a lot of players that have been in the Challenger series where they'll just like, they're just like one match away from getting into the LCS. They'll lose it, and then they'll just keep going on and on, like just keep going back and back. If that happens to you, you're just gonna say whatever and just go back.
I mean, I don't know if I can make that decision right now because the future me, like 1 year from now, will be like vastly different. Like after playing competitively for a year, but honestly, if I'm in that position, like I'm really close to the LCS, like 1 game away, I'll probably chase it. Like I won't come back to school.
All right, fair enough. Hey, I got a question from my chat. My chat's all saying 70K normal. What's a normal job to you?
Oh, I mean, I'm majoring in comp sci right now, and like 70K for like my major is like pretty low actually. So, I mean, it's just for like the jobs that I'll be pursuing.
They're telling you, sorry, Mr. Millionaire, we work 30K jobs a year. Jesus, dude.
But,
okay.
OmarGod, I one last thing. When you were in scouting grounds, what player really stood out to you? What player were you like, oh my God, I'd love to play on a team with this guy, or wow, this guy's way better than I thought? Like, did someone really like tickle your fancy while you're over there?
Oh, Baller Delta, dude. Oh my God, I love that guy. So he's known as a Nivea one trick in solo queue, and honestly, when he got drafted on my team as our mid laner, I was like, damn, looks like I'm not ganking mid. I gotta focus top and top. But he really like overperformed, and he was the only mid laner to solo kill Tuesday. He solo killed Tuesday like 2 times, and like every single game, like he would hold his own on champions that like he rarely ever played before. Like only has like 1 or 2 games on, and he wouldn't necessarily win lane, but he would usually like exert a lot of pressure and get a lot of priority. And another player who's like really good, I think wait, actually I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think Butler's the best.
Ooh, okay.
Butler, my man, dude. Were you gonna say Bob Jenkins, my boy Bobby?
Oh, Bob Jenkins. Bob is actually pretty good too in scrims. Like in scrims, he would literally destroy everybody. Like he was destroying Max Strobo, he was destroying Fallen Bandit in scrims. At least when we scrimmed them. But then on stage, like when the matches mattered, like he kind of like choked a little bit, and that's not. Yeah, that was just unfortunate. But he's really good too.
Yeah, that sounds fucking unlucky, dude.
Yeah, the one tricks, like I feel that if they just increase their champion pool, then next year, like if they come to scouting grounds again next year, they'll definitely get drafted onto a team.
Do you think being a one trick's necessarily a bad thing? Because I've talked to this with a lot of people. Like a lot of people don't realize that. Like, I mean, for me, this is just how I view it. But I feel like being a one trick's probably the best way to learn the game. Because if you just have a champion that you love to play, it's a lot easier to like put yourself into a position to actually want to learn like everything else aside from like the mechanics of the champion. But do you think it's better to expand your pool early and try to learn like 3 or 4 champions, or just focus on one champion and then try to like figure out the game?
No, I was actually a one trick for the last 5 years, and you even said it yourself, like that I'm a Lee Sin one trick, and that's kind of true. So, like, Season 1, where I started playing the game, like, I only played Teemo, and I've only been playing Teemo, like, Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and early Season 4. So, I literally only played Teemo, and, I got to, like, pretty high elo just by playing one champion, and, like, the understanding of the game, definitely increased for me, as opposed to, like, playing 4 champions and, like, trying to climb the ladder with those 4 champions. Like, it's a lot harder. And just playing a one trick, like helps you. I don't know what the word, but like it will like expatiate your elo like super high, and once your elo gets really high, you can start learning the game on a deeper level. And when I made the transition from being a Teemo one trick to a Lee Sin one trick, like season 4, like that's when I actually started like understanding the jungle a little bit, and I definitely value one tricks really highly because one tricks are the only people that can say, if I play this champion, I'm gonna fucking dominate everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I actually love like I know a lot of people hate one tricks, but I feel like it's the best way to improve. Like I used to be like a one trick. I one trick like everything because I played this game for like 7 years now or some bullshit. But like, yeah, I feel like one trick is by far the best thing. But I guess for my final question, from the scouting grounds, in your opinion, what's the most important trait for a competitive player to have?
The most important trait is definitely drive. So by drive I mean like how motivated are you and like how hardworking are you willing to work? Because like for jungle personally, it's not like about your mechanics, but mostly about like your game knowledge, your game sense, and your experience. So like you have to just basically like analyze games and analyze your games and see like what decisions to make, and that takes a lot of work. Like you gotta like review VODs like every single day and just analyze your games every single day to improve. And if I believe that if people like work really hard and like just have that drive to improve fastly, then they'll achieve great things.
All right, fair enough, dude. Very well put. Thank you, OmarGod, for joining us for this scouting grounds discussion.
Yeah, thanks a lot for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. We'll see you in the LCS, my friend. So, good luck.
All right.
Catch you later, dude.
Thank you. All right, see ya.
See ya. All right, we're going to go to a little break screen, my friends. And while OmarGod is heading out, we'll be going on to our next topic.
Oh, yeah, we are.
While OmarGod's heading out.
Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye,
bye, guys. Thanks for coming on.
All right, no problem.
Yeah, CY @ dude. This kid said he thought fucking. I was gonna say communication. He said draft, dude. I don't want a garbage I don't want a bronze 5 driven player, dude. I want a fucking player that fucking communicates and that isn't bronze 5. That's just my opinion.
I think drive is so important, like so important, man.
Yeah, I guess drive's pretty important.
If you don't have drive, I know so many players in the LCS right now that I feel like just aren't gonna make it anywhere because they don't have enough drive to be the best, and it's like,
yeah.
And I think drive is I think drive is a good answer, man. I might have given that answer. With drive and communication would have given those 2 answers.
Yeah, that's a cop-out answer, dude, but whatever. Let's move on to the next topic. Rumors of Pobelter switching to support. What are your thoughts on native and a mid talent? So let's start off with rumors of Pobelter switching to support. I think it might be not that bad. Honestly,
yeah,
I think
it's okay.
Yeah, I say this all the time. I think supports and NA are all garbage. Like, I could think, like, Afro's really good. I mean, Biofrost is, like, alright, I guess. And then, like, who else plays support? I don't know. Like, it's literally just Afro, so like...
You sure you play this game, dude?
Yeah, maybe I don't even play this game, but like, I don't think there's much talent in the support role. I think putting... How do I phrase? I think putting more mechanical players into the support position is definitely a good idea if they can get their foundation of like how to play support down. I'm not sure how Pobelter is going about learning the support role, but like, I mean, I've personally like, I don't want to say trained, but I've like helped players learn support because every support I had basically didn't know how to play support. So
you had to build them all up.
Yeah, so like, I don't think it's I don't think it's even that hard to like, if you're a good AD, which I mean, according to the rumors, he's going to be playing with Keith. So I mean, I think Keith could teach him how to play support. But what do you think?
Okay. I think it's not that bad. I think that a lot of support talent is just like, it's just a toss-up, like how well they work inside the team, and like how well they can communicate with the team. I think shot calling is a really big factor, and like so for me, a lot of times I feel like Aftermoo is pretty good, and then the rest of the supports I'm not really sure because I've only really worked with Aftermoo. I don't know how the other supports like are in a team environment. So I think, yeah, if someone was going to switch to some random role, and it's a talented player who is just going to pick up any of the 5 roles to get the LCS, I would say top and support are the best ways to go. Especially if it's native NA. So I think those 2 roles are the roles that probably would need the most amount of help.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited for that. So what are your thoughts on native NA mid talents?
Oh, I don't think it's that bad, but it's just like, God, they import, the role is just completely imported out. So like every single player in mid lane has to compete with some of the best mid laners from every other region. And so to put it on that end, it's like, it should be that if you're good enough to be in the LCS as a native NA mid laner, you're extremely valuable. So like, I'm assuming Poba, they're extremely valuable because he's like the last Mohican left. But in reality, they're not even good enough to make it there, most mid laners. And so it's like, well, that's unfortunate. I don't know what to say. Like, I know I've talked to mid laners in the past that like have really had like kind of their dreams crushed by the role itself. And at best, I think you're going to get like 3 NA mid laners like overall in the entire region to be in LCS at any given moment. So really, you don't have many good odds to get in, even if I feel like mid lane isn't that bad of a role comparatively to the other roles. I just think that they just import better talent mid lane than anywhere else. Like usually mid and jungle are the first 2 roles people look at to import good talent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much native NA mid talent. Like, if someone were to import a role, I'd just import a mid laner. So, I mean, it sucks, but hey, I'm glad my boy Paul Belter found a role for him.
Found a support role.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it works out for him, dude. I believe in him. I think he can do it. I'm excited. Like, at the very least, I think it'll be interesting to watch, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's go on then to the next topic. Tanks are coming back due to the Colossus change. What is the most important quality of a tank player? Most important quality of like just a top laner in general?
A tank, a frontline player, what is their most important quality? I think I know what you're going to say. I wanted to hear from you.
I mean, I was just going to say the most important quality for a tank is selflessness. Like, it's just a lot of tank players, they play for KDA, which I mean isn't that bad, but sometimes you just have to know, like, if some shit's about to go down and it's between you or your AD, like, you better throw your ass in there and just like if Fizz throws his ulti straight at the AD, you know he's like rooted or some shit. I better see that tank just dive, like flash into the fucking Fizz ulti and just tank that thing for it. Like you rarely see that. Like for some players, like once the fight starts looking over, they just like, all right, dude, good job, I'm out, peace. But I think for a great tank player is the ability to like communicate and the ability to like throw yourself in there and just kill yourself basically.
For me, I think it's just the ability in the front line is I feel like a lost art for a lot of players. So what I mean by that is like, how do you play frontline? You'll never see this if you watch a competitive game. No one's gonna zoom in onto the top lane Nautilus and be like, wow, he played frontline so well right there. It's usually like, oh, they'll look at the Azir that kill people with 2 Qs. But like, the way you frontline ideally is by walking up, you create pressure. And so you want to walk up to create the most amount of pressure while taking the least amount of damage. Because they're scared to walk up if you walk up, sometimes. I think that's such a hard thing to teach people.
Oh yeah, I mean when we were on Dig, you know,
God.
Me trying to teach like the fucking tank players on the team how to tank was just like, that shit was like infuriating because yeah, I agree with Scott. It's definitely a lost art. Like the idea is like for a tank, it's a push and pull kind of thing where you need to push them back and then pull them into your team. The best example I can give is like, so you're up against Vayne. Like, when Vayne pops her ulti, you shouldn't just berserk dive her. You should dive back. Because when she de-stealths, she has 2 seconds or like 3 seconds before she can retumble. So you use that time that she's de-stealthed when you're pushing back that your team just goes straight in. But so many times, tanks will just Vayne ulties, she steals. Alright, everyone, just dogpile it. Oh shit, she's dancing all over the place. We got no fucking idea where she's going. Like, worst case scenario, if you pull back after Vayne ulties, you just time her ulti out and then you re-engage and you win the fight. Like, best case scenario is that you pull back, Vayne de-stealths trying to auto the tank running back. While she's autoing, she can't move. So you either blow her flash or you just hit her with a CC because you're a tank and then you just kill her ass. Like, these concepts are like lost on so many players, but it's such an important concept to understand as a tank player.
Yeah, you have to think about doing the bringing the most amount of impact while also taking the least amount of damage. So let's say you're a tank player, your decision is to play Nautilus, ulti the Vayne, and either run at her or run away. A lot of times, if you just ult her and like walk up, she tumbles away, and then you walk back, she can't hit you. And so her having to walk up to you takes time in the team fight that your team can now kill their front line. And so I think frontlining right now is really hard. No one really notices it because people only talk about like, oh, top lane tanks. This guy TP flanked. What a good play. But honestly, like the best top laners in the world, the best tank players in the world understand what frontlining is to like a very minute degree, and they're very, very good at it. If you're playing a tank, realize your positioning is what like carries team fights, guaranteed.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't realize, like, again, this is going into, like, the deeper stuff, but, like, you have, like, zones of pressure, so, like, skill shots and stuff. If you're up against, like, good players, they'll know the ranges of it. So you need to play in accordance to those kinds of zones, and a lot of people don't do that. They just feed, and I could go on and on about tank players in my solo queue games, but that's another fucking topic, so we'll just leave it at that one. Let's go on to the next one. Solo queue is back. Queue times feel amazing since the fixes from last season. Have you been affected by this? Have I been affected by the amazing queue times? Yes, I have. I love it, dude. I actually tweeted about my 50-minute queue time that was only saved because I had two people do shout out to Lamaukai and Dokla because they both queued up to give me a fucking game after I waited 50 minutes in queue. So, like, queue times have just been, I mean, no one's playing solo queue, but that's understandable because the decay system's been turned off, and I mean, there's no incentive to play right now because it's just going to be reset, but yeah, it's been pretty miserable.
Do you think the introduction of flex queue has caused people to play solo queue less, or do you think it's just an incentive?
I don't know why they keep trying to make a second fucking queue. Like, it just doesn't make, like, why? Like, what's the point of it? Like, I mean, I understand people, like, just make it 5v5. It's going to be a dead queue, but it should be dead, and then put everyone into solo queue. Like, I don't understand what the big problem is. Because right now, like, I pretty much have to play flex queue because that's what most people are playing right now, and it's the fastest queue. Or it's not even what most people are playing, but it's just, like, the fastest queue for me. And, I mean, I see a lot of challenger players playing it, so like, I'm just forced to flex queue. Like, obviously, you know, be the change you want to see. Fuck that shit, dude. I'm going to be the fucking dude playing flex queue, getting 5-minute queue. Dude, I can let someone else be the change that they want to sit in queue for 50 minutes for, like, a bronze 5 game.
Do you think this, have they announced when the season's going to start again?
I think it was December 2nd or 3rd. I think it's one of those.
Oh. It's really soon then. That's
yeah, so I'm just waiting for it, dude. I'm like hyped up. God, you don't know how many times I've asked when the season's going. Dude, I've been playing. I'm on like a fucking 20-game win streak in flex queue, and it's just like.
If you didn't tell me the second part, I'd be more impressed.
No, it sounds weird. Yeah, it sounds weird, but like, for a lot of people, they don't understand. Like, winning's not everything. Like, obviously, winning matters for like when you play League or whatever, but like ultimately I want games that are challenging. Like, winning these games just feels pathetic. It's just like, oh, I'm versus a plat 5. Oh, he just got smacked. Okay, well, the game's over. Like, I could literally go AFK in my team 4v5 and it's just like, alright, well, that was a great game. And I've had just 20 games of that, so yeah, flex queue's been disappointing. Pretty sad about the solo queue experience. What about you, though?
Oh, yeah, the queue times are extremely long. Like, I actually have to do stuff in the middle of the queue again because it's just like, or else nothing happens. And it's really frustrating for me because I just want to play. I just want to play. Like, get me in the game. But I'm hoping it fixes itself by December.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it fixes itself because, again, at the end of the day, I'd rather just get, like, absolutely smashed. Or not smashed, but, like, have a 50-minute game that I lose than a 20-minute game that I win. Not even 20 minutes. Like, half of them are, like, 12 minutes where they just FF. So, that's just IMO. Let's go on then to the next one. Ooh, a nice question. How was your Thanksgiving? Dude, my Thanksgiving was fantastic. I actually made Thanksgiving dinner with Leisha. She was live.
Oh, wait. How much of it did you make? Was it like 50-50 or was it like Leisha 90-10?
It was probably like 50-50. So I made the stuffing and the gravy mashed potatoes, and Leisha made some glazed carrots with like some sugar thing. That was the glazing, and then corn pudding, and she made a pumpkin cream cheese pie. That shit was good as hell. But I never realized I haven't ever like cooked Thanksgiving. Obviously, this is my first year doing it. But the first thing I didn't realize is how much butter went into it. Did you cook Thanksgiving?
We only like made the turkey, and that was like it was like already. We just had to brine it and then throw it in the oven. So
hey, come on,
everything
man.
else was not that much.
Yeah, I made the mashed potatoes. Took 2 sticks of butter to make it. Stuffing took 2 sticks of butter. The amount of butter that went into the Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, it tasted fucking amazing, dude. And I'm probably gonna make Thanksgiving dinner again. But like, dude, that shit is pretty much death waiting for you. Like,
yeah, I mean, but that's to be expected, dude. The Thanksgiving is just to celebrate like friends, family, and then food. A lot of food.
yeah, dude. I was talking to Chris. Told me you guys had like chicken or something.
Okay. So we're throwing like we decided to do like a party on Thanksgiving, and I was like, is this like a dinner or like more of a party? They're like, it's more of a party. And I was like, and Chris, my manager, was like, dude, I got it. Let me handle everything. You don't have to do anything. Completely hands off for you. I'm like, oh, all right, dude. And then I find out like the day before, like, we don't even have the table assembled yet. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is gonna be god awful. Like the day of, they didn't know how long to put the turkey in, and I like went downstairs after my stream.
Don't you guys have Google? What the hell?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said, and they thought it was like 2 hours to cook a 14-pound turkey.
2 hours? Oh, that must have been good.
And I went downstairs and I went on my phone. And I'm like, how long does it take to cook a 14-pound turkey? And my phone said 4 hours and 40 minutes, and I was just like, I think we made a mistake. So like our turkey came out really late, where everyone already ate other food. And so, like, we just had, like, 13 pounds of leftover turkey. But the party was fun. It was great. But it was just, like...
Hey, at least you got leftovers, dude.
The food itself was not, like, traditional Thanksgiving stuff. It was, like, I think Dom's girlfriend brought, like, a chicken. People brought, like cheesecake. People brought too many pies. Like, I don't know what the fascination with pies is. We had, like, 9 pies by the end of the night. I want to throw that stuff out. But it was fun.
Hey, I'm glad you had fun for Thanksgiving, man. Then let's move on to the next one. Unicorns of Love wins IEM. Thoughts on the tournament in general? I'm gonna be honest, dude. I didn't watch any of that shit. I got it. I'm just coming clean, man. I didn't watch any of the game. I bet. You want to know why I bet on Unicorns of Love? People were calling me the prophet. I bet on them because I knew that they were the only team that probably gave a shit about winning IEM, and that they were probably going to put the most effort in. I mean, dude, maybe TSM went back home afterwards. All right, everyone, it's IEM time. We're going to, no breaks. We're going straight into IEM. They got the charts out for, like, everyone. They got the charts for Flash Wolves, for Unicorns of Love, for, like, everyone. All right, this is how we're going to beat these guys. We're doing VOD reviews for 12 hours a day and all this shit. I don't think they were doing that, but...
No, that's definitely not what happened.
Yeah. What do you think of it?
I guess everyone was like, are you disappointed in TSM now? I'm just like, they didn't care about this event. It was like they had 1 week of practice. Who cares? You know? I do think Turtle played overall, the tournament was kind of for me as well. Like, the level of play was lower than Worlds to be expected, and it just seemed that, like, there was maybe, like, 2 or 3 teams that actually put up much of a fight. So, and it was played on the old patch, super unfun to watch. Like, I want to watch competitive games on the new patch. I want to be surprised when the team brings 5 lockets and 5 redemptions and just smashes the other team. Like, that's what I want to see, but I didn't get that. So I'm just like, all right, I guess it happens. I don't know. Like, I guess the bigger thing was I was kind of hoping to see if TSM Turtle does well, to see if he stays on the team. And I thought he just did okay, but because they didn't have much practice, like, I don't think I can expect much more. So overall, tournament is kind of a wash for me as well. I can't be interested in the old patch, dude. You could have the best player. You have SKT versus, like, Rocks again on the old patch, like, in, like, 2 weeks from now, and I'll watch it, but, like, it's already been a month since the preseason, and I wouldn't be nearly as interested as it was.
Yeah, I mean, hey, congratulations. I mean, I'm not trying to take away anything from Unicorns, because, like, I mean, they earned that shit. I mean, I didn't watch it. I'm just making this shit up. But they earned that shit. So, dude, good fucking job winning IEM. But, like, I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one that didn't watch it. So, there was just, like, I wasn't expecting anything. Yeah, it's old patch, and it's just, teams don't give a shit. This is after Worlds. Like, they just want to fucking go on vacation. So, like, I mean, congrats, though. You did it. Let's go on, then. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Breaking news, Scar. I'm a cutie pie. Scar Dyrus Pokemon merchandise available now at verifiedmerch.com. Woo! Alright. Breaking news. Dude. Yeah, good breaking news. Alright, and the Discord live Q&A coming up right now, fellas. Go hop on the live Q&A Discord server, because we're going to be answering your questions live, on air, right here, right now, dude. And the one-stop shop spot, the one and only, Beyond the Rift. So let me go ahead to ask questions. You're going to want to hop on the Discord, dude. Hop on the Ask Questions chat channel. And let's see what we got being asked right now, dude. So the Fastest Snail wants to know, do you think Riot Games provides LCS and Challenger teams enough support in terms of finance, publicity? If not, what would you like Riot Games to do better? In terms of publicity, dude, I'm pretty sure Riot does it better than anyone else. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure Riot, like, they pretty much build teams and players, so I'm pretty sure publicity-wise, unless you just want, like, to see fucking TSM's faces just on the League client every single day. Like, there's not much else that they can do, because they, like, dude, people hate on Riot all the time, but they go above and beyond for, like, helping players. Like I'll say, like, my stream probably wouldn't be as big as it is today if it weren't for the help of, like, Riot Games, just, like, the LCS in general, just, like, putting players out there so that public knows them. In terms of financially, I mean, I don't know financially what Riot does, but, like, with all the publicity that they give the players and teams, like, you should be able to make something out of it. Like, I know a lot of them, they get their sponsors, like, you can't have G2A because of whatever fucking reason Riot says, and then you can't have, like, your headphones, you have to use, like, the Riot headphones or whatever and all that stuff, but I have no idea financial-wise because I don't know what Riot does for them right now. What do you think, Scar?
I think they do a really good job publicity-wise. I think, at least for the LCS. For Challenger scene, it's like,
Alright, Challenger in, like, college is like...
yeah, I feel like they do more for collegiate than they do for Challenger.
Yeah. Actually, I see collegiate all the time.
Yeah, I think that's kind of really weird. So, because I feel like they should be promoting their Challenger scene more than their collegiate. But I understand why they want to push collegiate because it looks better for, like, the news and stuff. So, while I understand it, I think that's kind of strange. But overall, good publicity. Their pay, I wouldn't say was great, but that's just because I know the level of, like, the thing is like, I feel like they're increasing the pay this year or this next year from what I heard, maybe, and because of that, it'll be a lot, and that's the reason why all the players in LCS are, like, reaching the 6-figure marker up. And so if that's true, then Riot's doing a great job in terms of payment. If it stays stagnant, though, like the same amount that, like, me and Cutie got when we played for, like, 2-3 years ago, I think it should be increased for sure. Especially if there's no rev share with the organizations to have any kind of source of income.
What do you think about? I mean, we talked about this before, but what do you think about the franchising conversation that's going on? I personally,
I don't mind.
You don't mind if it becomes franchised?
I don't care either way. I think the franchising system is 100% better than the current system, because in the current system, with relegations, the relegation system, when people look at relegations, they think of like Premier League, I think, which is like the biggest soccer organization in, like, the world or something like that, like the most watched. I think it's the Champions League, and then there's like three tiers. I don't exactly know how it is, but there's like a relegation system where you can go up and down like 3 different tiers of play. However, the reason why relegations doesn't work well in League is because when you go down from LCS to Challenger, you die. You cease to exist.
Yeah, like, teams just disband. It's just a waste of time.
And so because of that, the relegation system isn't healthy right now. I don't mind the relegation system as is, but if you want to have a good relegation system, you need to make sure that your secondary league is, like, rock solid. It's got to be great. And I don't think the secondary league is great. I think the secondary league is like the Wild West. It's not even it's like not even
farming.
close to what I expect. Yeah, exactly.
Like, I agree. Like, I would personally prefer not franchise, because I mean, people have talked about this, but I just feel like the lower tier team, I wouldn't even watch those. Like, what the hell do I care? Like, it's Echo Fox 1-19 versus fucking, like, NRG that's 2-18. Oh, cool. I'm gonna definitely want to check this match out. But I mean, like, people already don't really watch them that much, so, like, does the having franchising versus not having franchise really matter? Probably not. I agree with Scar that if they do want to make it not franchised, they have to do something with the challenger scene, because it's just a joke right now. Like, literally the only point of it is to just farm an LCS spot and then sell it. Which, I mean, you can't hate on it, because, like, it's just a good business decision. But, like,
it's actually so funny. When I talk about challenger ladder salaries increasing, the reason for that is because Ember entered the scene. And Ember spent so much money on players that they single-handedly increased the salary of the challenger scene players by themselves, from what I understand. And so because of their existence and their history, the challenger scene players are getting paid big right now. I think that's just so funny, actually.
Yeah, I think that's good, man. I feel like, in the perfect world, I feel like anyone that plays League competitively should be able to, like, at least make a living. Obviously, I mean, it has to be sustainable and make sense. And I mean, right now, like, what do you get in terms of, like, what would a new team get from being in the Challenger Series? Absolutely not. Like, what exposure do you get? You don't get any of that. Like, publicity, like, teams can build followings because Riot Games, like, really tries to make a story for them. Like, Immortals is this fucking ragtag bunch of fucking players that came together and, like, started tearing up the thing, and so is Cloud9 and all these people. Like, the stories are cool and people get attached to them. In Challenger, like, dude, I don't even know who the hell's in Challenger Series, so, like, there's no story for me, because it's just like, who the fuck are these people?
A lot of people remember, like, the really big relegation runs from getting to Challenger to LCS, and look at the relegation system like, oh, this is the system that introduced, like, Cloud9. This is the system that introduced, like, LMQ into the LCS. And I'm just like, those are very much the exceptions. I think a lot of times sometimes when the teams enter from the challenger scene, they're not very good. Like, they're like they scrape, like, the bottom of the barrel of the league. And then at the first season and in the second season, they, like, at best make it mid-tier. I think that as long as if it does get, which it seems like it is approaching franchising, like, there's no way you can stop it, from what I understand. It's going to happen by, like, 2018 or 2019. as long as the players change constantly, having the same orgs, I don't mind, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer non-franchising, but like, I just don't see how you can salvage the challenger scene with how it is now. So it's probably just worth franchising at this point. I'm sure Riot feels the same way. That's probably something. A little incentive is just like no one takes this shit seriously. They just sell these spots. Like, might as well just fucking get rid of it altogether. It's just more cost for them, honestly. So. Whatever, dude. Alright, let me see. Tud Life. He wants to know, with all the money in the LCS, what's the next big move? City teams like Overwatch?
Ooh.
I think something like that. I mean, I know Riot's, again, like, they pump out that collegiate games. Like, they try to pimp that shit out as much as they can. I'm not really sure if it's... Do you know if it's catching on? And like, do people care about the collegiate scene, or...
I'm probably not the person to ask about it. I think that it's gotten more publicity, and even right now, ULO has like this really big thing where they're doing an event right now. I think SFU or SMU just played against UBC in Vancouver for like a big event. But even then, it's like I think it's kind of whatever. Like, it's not going to draw the track. Like, even the finals game will probably only draw the traction of a, like, mid to lower tier matchup in the LCS. And so I don't really think it's getting that much traction at all. So, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't really see, like... I don't see city teams happening for League, but if they did anything, it'd be collegiate-wise. And even then, I just think Riot wants to focus on LCS. Like, they want to try to, like, grow it more, but I just don't see it really catching on like LCS.
Yeah, I think Riot has a good thing going with LCS. Like, Overwatch is trying the city thing with, like, the stadiums and all this stuff. Like, for instance, C9's got, like, a really big injection of private investing, and, like, maybe I think a little bit of that or a lot of that is going into, like, investing into a spot for Overwatch. And so... I think that's pretty interesting. Like, obviously, like, a bunch of orgs and Blizzard, like, really want to make this happen, and they have their own plans for it. I don't know what those are. I think, however, Riot has a tried, true, proven, I was about to say technique, proven, like, infrastructure for LCS, and they should just go with it more. Like, they signed a streaming deal that's worth apparently $200 million, and I think moving along that direction is kind of better for them than trying to do the city structure stuff.
Yeah. Roroni Donut wants to know, a lot of pro players aren't interested in Spring Split. What can Riot do to make Spring more enticing for players? I don't think there's anything that they can do. The only thing they could do is make, like, a higher cash prize for winning Spring, but yeah.
That's the biggest thing is just, like, have a good cash prize. Like, cause, holy moly. Like, I remember talking to Hyde, he was, like, a little bit annoyed that they've won two seasons, and they got less money than like the 16th place at the Invitational or something, or like you just like don't get money for winning. Like no one even talks about the prize pool. I think first place gets $50,000, so the $100,000 split between the top 4 teams, and it's like honestly, like it sounds like a lot of money, but
I mean $50K dude split amongst 5 is like. Look at Scar, Mr. Moneybags over here, dude. Ragging out. Dude, if I made $10K in a fucking split, dude, are you kidding me? Dude, get a load of this guy, chat, man. Are you kidding me?
If TD made $10K in a split, he'd be streaming and not playing LCS. Wait a second.
This guy's ridiculous.
Wait a second. You're right here.
Nah, I mean, yeah, I think the only way to get players to care is just adding money to it. But I mean... Like, obviously people care about the competitive integrity and, like, doing all it takes to win, but, like, who gives a shit about Spring Split? It's basically try your roster out because the next split's going to matter more. I mean, obviously you need the points to get to Worlds, but it's more important. Like, you need a time to test your roster out, and Spring Split's the best time because it's pretty much worthless. So.
Yeah, I don't think it's very important. I don't think Riot could do anything to make it important. Maybe have 2 championships every year, like a mini Worlds after the first half. I think that'd be pretty cool, actually. so like we switched to like a duo major system where there's like I'll call it mini worlds for now, like mini worlds, and then there's worlds. And worlds is the big ass event, and mini worlds is maybe like a toned down carbon copy of it. But they already do all stars, so it's like I don't think there's any time to do that kind of event. So scrap my idea. I don't think there's anything they can do.
Alright, fair enough. Let's see now. We'll take one more question. So this is gonna be a juicy question. We're gonna
I'm
be
ready.
finding. So Royal Eyebrow wants to know how much.
Good name.
How much do you make on average streaming in 1 month, and how long did this take for you to happen? So for streaming, I mean, I'll go into, for me, like, I make like a decent amount. I make like basically a living off of streaming, but it wasn't that easy to do it because I've been streaming for probably. I have a VOD of myself streaming from like 2,000 days ago, which is like, it was like 6 years ago or some shit. So I started streaming basically 6 years ago. I don't even have all the VODs, but it was basically from 2,000 days ago. It basically took me from that to like where I am now. Because even on Dignitas, it was pretty much, it wasn't that great because, I mean, I won't say Odie fucked me, but like, I mean, I didn't get the best deal that I could have gotten. So like, it was basically 6 years of me just grinding out my stream to finally make it into what it is now. It's definitely a lot more work than people think, but it's also like a combination of a lot of pro players don't realize that they get pretty lucky because when you go pro, you get that initial boost of like, okay, this is who I am, and you can start building a following. Like, a lot of people don't realize you need to build a following while you're a pro player, because after that shit's over, it's going to be hard to like get people to care about you, because there's so many players that just, they don't care about building a following, and then they retire, and then it's like, oh shit, well, I'll try streaming, and then people already forgot them. They didn't build a following, and it's just, yeah, it's pretty rough. But you got anything, Skara?
No, dude. I think I too make a decent amount from streaming, and I think that it's a lot of work. And especially when me and you went to the scene for streaming League of Legends, it wasn't as saturated as it was before. Like, I think that as the scene gets older and older, the saturation is only going to increase. So if you're trying to make it big, in like as a League of Legends streamer, or a YouTube content creator, like, you have to compete with all the people who are already very established right now. So you gotta be funnier than PewDiePie. You gotta be like better than Bjergsen. You gotta be like all this stuff to be able to even like enter the sphere. And I think that that's very difficult for people who are trying to stream already. And that, I guess, me and Kitty are maybe a little bit more fortunate to be making a decent amount of streaming.
Yeah, we can make a living, so there you go, my man. There's the answer to your question. And that will conclude the Discord Q&A for Beyond the Rift, episode number 15. And that will conclude the episode. Thank you, my friends, for tuning in. Scar, if they enjoyed you, where could they find you?
You can find me at Scar on Twitter or on Twitch.tv. I will be streaming probably within the hour, and I'll see some of you there.
And if you guys enjoyed me, you can find me on this channel already. Drop me a follow. You can see whenever I come online. You can also find me at verifiedmerch.com. We're doing a little merchandise thing. Me, Skara, Dyer, everyone's favorite Dyer, and the ever wonderful Pokey, main. So you can go over there and check us out. But that's going to be it for Beyond the Rift. Thank you for tuning in, my friends. Next Beyond the Rift will be this Thursday. We had a little shake up in the schedule because we like mixing it up, and also because Thursday was Thanksgiving, so I had to do my Thanksgiving stuff. But you know how it goes, dude. Make sure to tune in this Thursday for the next Beyond the Rift. Thank you, my friends. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we're out.
See you guys.
See ya.